He's been family for a long time, came out of Port Melbourne, moved to Sydney. Very hard when you're a trade union official to leave your home and move your family from A to B, and that was the same with Rick. Very unstinting in his generosity to the union. Highly regarded guy, person who tireless in what he did. He does everything in his own pace, Jim. If you've ever seen Jim on the whiteboard, it gives you pause for thought. It really does. But we always get there at the end of the day, don't we, Jimmy? We always get there at the end of the day. And when you see some of those things, and there's just a little snapshot into the things that were meaningful, not only to Jim, but the union. His tireless work for the Tassie Bull Foundation and a feeder, and we've got Peter Jennings here today, has just been extraordinary, both in Cuba and also the work that was done with the rank and file and particularly the Queensland branch, but all of the branches over in South Africa. And I won't say any more. He's been a great friend and comrade, a great confidant as the Deputy National Secretary, and assisted me at every time, and I'm proud to say a great friend of mine. And here with Vicki, please put your hands together. Welcome, Jimmy Tannock. I want to congratulate Rick. We've been friends and mates forever, and we've been through some deals you wouldn't believe together, and we put them together. Thanks, mate. Congratulations. Well done. I'd also like to congratulate Warren Smith and Ian Bray being appointed to national office, and I want to cover two things. I want to thank a lot of people, so you've got to put up with me for that because that's part of me. And I want to share a couple of experiences. And the experiences aren't just union experiences because I'm Jim Tannock, the Deputy National Secretary with great pride, but I'm Jim Tannock who's lived a real life and lived a real world, and the things that I did before I got in the job actually made part of what I am and helped me in my job. And I'm just going to share some of you. I actually thought I'd make a speech and just tell stories, but there was too many of them, and some of them you wouldn't tell in the room, so I thought, anyway. So just, if you can bear with me, I appreciate it. Because this job isn't a job, it's your life, and that's what happens. It happens to us all, and I see the young officials, the old officials, the retired officials. It's part of your life, and you can't separate the two. And the first one I want to thank, and they're well gone, is my mum and dad. Because we come from Port Melbourne and we had no money, and I remember going to school with paper in my shoes. I mean, a lot of people might just think that's bullshit, but I can remember it. That's probably why I got so many pair of shoes, and you look at my shoes, Vicki goes, oh, you've got more shoes than me, you know. But they taught me some lovely principles that I try to stick by all my life. And every time I got into trouble, and I got into a little bit over the years, and hard times I went back to those principles and they got me through. And one of them, which is probably, I won't go into them all, but one of them was life's about helping people. And I grew up with that. And the real test was, don't wait till you got something or you got money or assets to help people. You help them when you got nothing. I think the job as a union official, and I'll cover when I become a union official, is that's what it's about. You know what we do? We just help people. That's all we do. We help each other. We try. We put a lot of pressure on each other, but we help each other. Whether it's helping the members, helping the delegates, internationally what we do with the other unions and everything. Life's about helping people, and I've tried to stick by those rules, and with great pride, I think my mum and dad will be pretty proud. I say that humbly, and always, I always remember where I come from. I come from Port Melbourne, and that's pretty special. And I won't go into that, but you can't hide in Port Melbourne. You can't hide. you can get away with a few things, you can't hide. There's a lot of pubs, but I tell you, I drank in all of them, for Christ's sake. But you can't hide, and with great pride, always through my life as a union official, I kept reminding myself where I come from, because one thing I never wanted to do was my head to get full of shit and start believing that I was important, because what is important is the union. To all the delegates of our union and all the good work that they've done, we would be nothing as a union, and I would be nothing, and Paddy would say the same thing, as an officialist union without our delegates. To all of you, please, congratulations. I wind up now. I got one to go, and probably, not probably, the most important thing's my family. The job takes over your life. The job takes over your life. And everyone says you've got to balance it. Yeah, well, you know, how you balance it, I don't know. I haven't worked that out. And every official I talk to in the room, and I try to get it through to younger officials. You've got to spend time with your family. You've got to have holidays. You've got to do this. But it takes over your life. And who suffers is your family. Who suffers is your family. That's part of the job. And I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I want to thank a few people. I want to thank my first wife, Jenny, who's a pretty special lady, for all her support. And putting up with me, and we were together a long, long time. And it was hard to move, and Mick Dolman will tell you, and Rick will tell you, and I'm sure Ian Bray's going through it now, to move from wherever to Sydney. To my three children, Nikki's here, Brett's here, and Lance isn't here. To my three children, and also to my brother and sister. And imagine this, it's not easy being a son, brother or sister of a union official, particularly if your two sons worked on the wharf, your sister married a wharfie in Darwin, your daughter married a wharfie who was an ex-seaman from Port Melbourne. It's difficult. And it's hard every day on the job, because your father happens to be, or your brother or sister, he happens to be an official. But thanks very much. And to someone pretty special, which is all know, and if you know her, well, you should know, Vicki. I won't say too much. I won't say too much, but we all go through crises in the life, and I've been up and down a lot of times, and I was going through a pretty bad period, and I met this lovely lady, and she helped me get through a lot of things. And I've been a patient for the last 3 months, and I can tell you, I was going all right till the last week, and I've been a pain in the arse. Thanks, love. Sum up, it's been a long and lovely journey, and I've loved every bit of it. And I think I'm the lucky one. I think I've been so lucky, and I really just want to thank everyone who's helped me in my life, and as a union official, thanks very much. All the way with the MUA.